Hello, Kajama Atashiv. She Shim Malure, Cillian, agus Unroan. Learn Doyle, agus Tatyana Feeney. This is my book called Cillian agus Unroan, which means Cillian and the Seal. And it's only been published in the Irish language, but today you're in for a special treat because I'm going to read it in English. Okay? Cillian lived in Moor. That's the island I can see just out of that window over there. In a little white cottage looking out to the ocean. There's the cottage. See? His father was a fisherman, and Cillian loved nothing more than to sail around the bay with him in their big red boat. There it is. In a wad more jarrock. "I have a surprise for you, love," said his mother one day. She led Cillian down to the sea, and there was his father sailing into the harbour on a brand new little green boat. "Barging Cillian," it said on the side. Cillian's boat. Whoa, he's got his own little boat. Soon Cillian was taking it out by himself. His best friend, the old grey seal, swam alongside to keep him safe. Did you see the seal in the picture? There's the seal. Look at it. It's his best friend, the old grey seal. One late summer's evening, Cillian's father went out fishing on his own. A great storm blew up in the night, and by first light the next morning he still hadn't returned. "Don't cry, Mummy," said Cillian. "I'll find him." And before his mother could stop him, he was off and away. There he is. "Don't cry. Now be a Galway. "Have you seen my daddy?" he called to the seal over the roaring of the wind. Look. There he is in his little green boat. There's the seal, and he's asking, has he seen his father? "I'm afraid not," said his friend, "but follow me and we'll find him." They rode the angry waves all around the island and far out to sea. "We'll go down and ask the Mermaid Queen," said the seal. "Maybe she'll know where he's gone." Cillian tied his boat to a lonely rock and climbed up onto his friend's back. Look, there they are. He's on the back of the seal, going down, down, down. Then down and down they went under the deep, dark sea until they came to a beautiful palace all lit with 1,000 pearls. The seal, there's the palace. You can just see it there. The seal tapped on the door, and out came the dark-eyed queen. "What's all that noise?" she asked. "My baby's trying to sleep." "I'm sorry, ma'am," said Cillian, "but have you seen my daddy? He was out in the storm, and he hasn't come back. And walk it to my gladdy, Archerby." "Come with me," said the queen. She led Cillian to a window, and from there he saw his father collecting pearls on the seabed. There's the queen, and the seal, and Cillian, and there's his father collecting pearls. "My daddy!" cried the boy. "Can he come home?" "He can." The Mermaid Queen tightened her grip on his arm. "But only if you stay here instead of him." I couldn't do that, cried Cillian. I couldn't do without my mammy and my little sister Maureen, the birds and the seals and my lovely green boat. It's you or him, child, the Mermaid Queen frowned. I need humans to gather pearls to light up my palace, for we mermaids are unable to prise open the shells. Cillian didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to say. Just then some pretty young ones swam past, laughing and giggling. "Chase!" said one, flipping Cillian with her tail. He raced after them as they swam through the windows of the palace and up and down the corridors. There they are, little mermaids. There's Cillian. There's little mermaids. "So what have you decided, boy?" asked the Queen when the game was over. "Maybe I'll stay, ma'am," said Cillian, all breathless with the beauty of it all. "For Mummy and little Maureen need my daddy more than they need me. If you let him go home, I'll be the one to stay and gather pearls." The Mermaid Queen nodded, and when the boy looked out, his father had gone up through the water. Away. She put her hand on Cillian's heart then, and his blood ran cold. She kissed him on the cheek, and he forgot all about his life on Arran Moor. Cillian was happy under the sea, but the Queen gave him everything he wanted. He found it easy gathering enough pearls to keep the palace brightly lit. Gathering the pearls. He became good friends with the younger mermaids too, and in no time at all he could swim as fast as any of them. Sometimes at night, though, his sleep was broken by the sounds of crying. His dreams turned to thoughts of Maureen and his mother back on Arran Moor, and he was sad, so sad. By morning they were gone from his mind, though, and Cillian was happy again. Every evening his friend, the old grey seal, came down to visit him. "Don't you miss your home and your family?" he asked Cillian one day. "Don't you miss your mother?" "This is my home," cried Cillian. "The mermaids are my family, and the Queen is my mother." "Poof! Those fishwomen have been playing tricks with you. Listen, Cillian." The seal offered him a pretty yellow shell from his mouth. "Listen to the sounds of Arran." There he is with the seal. Cillian put it to his ear, and instead of the noise of the sea all around, he heard the cry of a gull, the gentle winds of Arran Moor, and somewhere in the distance his real mother calling him. "Cillian, where are you? Cillian, where are you? Ach, Cillian, Cowell too." "Come back with me, Cillian," begged the seal, "for everyone is sad without you." "But I can't," insisted the boy. "I can't, or the Mermaid Queen will take my daddy instead." "I think she'll let you go home," said the seal, "if we can discover what she wants most in the world." There he is, see, listening to his mother calling him. When they found the Mermaid Queen, she was weeping with a tiny bundle in her arms. Look, she's crying, the baby. "What's wrong, man?" Cillian asked her. "My baby won't sleep," the Queen sighed. Ní rachi mé leanna for cholú. She cries all night, and it's making us both ill. Can I hold her? Asked Cillian, understanding at last the sounds of sadness in the nights. Taking the tiny mermaid in his arms, a half memory of his own lovely mother, putting wee Maureen to bed, passed through Cillian's mind, and a song, his mother's song, was on his lips. Dry your eyes and sleep, little baby. Close your eyes and dream, my love. Rest your head and sail away, baby. Float away to sleep, my love. Hush, Mahushla, sleep, Mahushla, rest, Mahushla, drift away, little one, dream, my baby, sail away, baby, over the waves to sleep. It's working. The Mermaid Queen's face lit up. She stopped crying. She took the little sea child and repeated Cillian's song to her. And when the lullaby was finished, the tiny mermaid sighed deeply and fell asleep in her mother's arms. The Queen laid her in a bed of sea moss, covered her in kisses, and turned to Cillian, smiling. Thank you, she said, my agus, for his kindness had softened her. You have shown me how to help my child and how to love her, and now you may go home. But what about the pearls, ma'am? Cillian asked her. How will you light up your palace without me to help you? Oh, I'll have to call down another sailor, said the Queen, shrugging her shoulders, for we cannot live here in the dark. I can open shells, offered the seal. I will come down once a week and gather them so your palace stays bright and beautiful. The Mermaid Queen agreed. She put her hand on Cillian's heart and his blood ran warm again. She kissed him on the cheek and he remembered his mother's kiss. Then she helped him onto the back of the old grey seal and off they went, up through the bubbling water. When Cillian arrived back on Arran Moor at the wheel of his little green boat, the storm had passed and the sky was clear, and there were his mother, his father, and little Maureen, all standing on the harbour wall, smiling and waving. The Awahar, the Acher, agus a dhearf a bog Maureen, in a shasu a walla a chani a bari do agus Eve and Zara orhu leis. Cillian, August.